We are continuing our 2006 Halloween show on Interesting Individuals. I am visiting Doug Goins over in Highland, Indiana, and he creates monster masks, and we're visiting Doug at his workshop. Doug, thanks you for allowing us to stop by, and we can see, well, here's a real handsome face right here. There's many masks and faces, and Doug, let's talk a little bit about when you first got started in mask making.
Well, when I got started in mask making, I guess, was probably when I was a little kid. I used to be really, really into monster movies big time, and I had really supportive parents. I actually, I asked them, how do these people make these monsters, where do they come from? And they took me to the library, and I went to the library, read up on a bunch of stuff, bought monster magazines, read even further, fueled my, need for find out what was going on, and all of a sudden learned how to start doing this through various publications and tried things out. It started working out for me and progressed to this state right now, and actually now I work for several companies and do special makeup effects for movies.
And how does the relationship work with you and numerous clients? I know that in preparation for our show, there's a lot of markets in New York and LA, and you're close to the Chicago market, which helps you out a lot. So let's talk about how you've gotten your clients and how everything's been working out.
Well, basically, it's all been sort of word of mouth and getting through to people like there's different monster conventions and stuff like that, networking. The internet's been also a big thing, too. But like I said, a lot of things have been basically word of mouth. I mean, I'll do something for somebody. They like what happens, and they'll pass the word on, and next thing I got the producers and directors coming to me, so I've been very fortunate in that area.
Let's talk about some of the projects that you've been working on, movies that maybe some of us, as myself, would be familiar with.
Well, actually, a lot of the stuff we do here in the Midwest is primarily a lot of low-budget stuff, a lot of B-level movies, something you probably wouldn't see at the theater, but would be on DVD. We just finished up a Chicago production not too long ago of a movie called Lost Girls, and we were in pre-production just until recently for a movie called now, what was it? I forget. Remember. It's a vampire movie. I'm sorry. But like I said, we got a lot of stuff. I also work for Mancow Muller and on the radio. Makeup for radio. It's a great concept. But for his personal appearances and a lot of stuff on the websites. But like I said, that and just basically right now, just renting out pieces to movie sets and props, what have you. So they come to us, they tell us what they want, we do our best to provide what we can.
What we're going to do is we're just going to pan around just slowly up there while we continue to do our interview, and we just see a lot of the different faces. So as Matt, my cameraman, is just showing us a lot of that, please tell me a little bit about Dick Smith.
Well, Dick Smith, actually, those who don't know actually who Dick Smith is, he is actually the godfather of all makeup effects. He is the man actually responsible for most every Academy Award winner in the past 25 years. He did The Exorcist, the Godfather movie trilogy. He got an Academy Award for the movie Amadeus in '85, and just has mentored so many people like Rick Baker, Stan Winston, Greg Canham, all Oscar winners right there. And he was fortunate enough that he has a correspondence course that he actually accepts students. If you show enough initiative and show enough creativity, he actually will take you on. And I happen to be one of the fortunate people that actually he took under his wing. And like I said, it's been a great influence, and he's a great friend.
Good enough. What are some of your current projects that you're working on for maybe coming up in 2007?
Well, 2007 stuff, I'm actually not even thinking about that. I'm going to take a little break after Halloween to relax for a little bit, but actually we're going to launch our own mask making company starting next year. And we also still will be working with other companies like Darkside Studios, maybe Death Studios, and some other people that we actually work with in the industry. We actually will do their prototypes. We'll actually design the mask, sculpt it, make the molds, give them their copies, and they can make their molds and mass produce after that. So it's a nice little thing.
And we will be back and having a brief demonstration of you with a person doing a little bit of some makeup, so please stay with us. We are continuing at Hoosier Effects Lab with Doug Goins, and we now have a victim for something. Please tell us who we have here.
I have my assistant Ricky here, who's been actually volunteered to take a bullet hit in the head.
Actually, a bullet in the head.
This is going to be an exit wound.
All right, so we're just going to sit here and watch Doug go to work. What do we got going on first?
Well, we have a small little silicone appliance that we've made. Actually, we manufacture these that actually will match pretty much any skin tone. And we're going to put it on with a little glue, and it'll go right into his skin. And then we'll put the glue on there and get it all good looking, and then we'll show you the aftermath. So sit back, watch, folks. This will be a lot of fun.
Okay, and as much as possible, we'll zoom in on that.
Right now what we're doing is putting a little bit of prosthetic adhesive on his forehead, and we're going to put just a little on the back of the prosthetic just to anchor it. And then we're going to take and blend the edges in. Now, what we usually do with this, these are done pretty quick because of the fact, like I said, a lot of times on set, we don't have a lot of time to actually sit there and like do stuff with putty and stuff. So a lot of times with the directors and producers come up at the last minute, I just need this for a second, thank you. We'll come up and basically say, hey, can we do this in a couple of minutes? And it's sort of crazy sometimes, hey, you try to satisfy the customer as best you can. So we came up with this idea of just doing silicone appliances that we have ready made, so we can do these just about anytime, anywhere we want, without a lot of work and a lot of prep time. And they go on pretty quick. We can actually make these things just pretty much go straight away if we want, the edges, but since we're under time constraints, we're going to do the best we can. And just blot this down a little bit. This will dry really quick. This is not a conventional glue like you see at the Halloween stores. This is something called Pros-Aid. This is actually a prosthetic adhesive for the real thing, and it's really good. Stuff really sticks on good.
Now, excuse me, how hard is that going to be for him to get off?
Not very much. I'm not using a whole lot of glue. I'm actually just dabbing a little bit here and there. Thank you, Amy. And then we'll just grab the hair dryer right there. If you want, I might plug that in.
Oh, I apologize. We have our assistant, Amy. Amy, I'm sorry. Okay.
Plug that in right behind you, right there. Right behind Frankenstein.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
It's covered.
Okay. So give us a quick little dry. This is the fun part for Ricky, by the way. Okay. That'll set up really quick. Okay. Amy's also a great hairstylist. As you can see, she's taking the utmost care of his hair.
Getting the hair out of the hair.
So she knows what to do with the hair dryer.
Oh, definitely. All right, that should be good enough, I think. We should get that going. Okay, and would you hand me the powder right there? And we're just going to powder this slightly to take the tack away. And that little brush you had will be fine. Oh, thank you. And we're just going to just pat this down. Just take some of that shine away, get that being all sticky. And this is going to be an exit wound, something that actually with a bullet came through the back of his head and right up the front of his forehead.
Lovely.
So it's going to be a little more on the gross side. Okay, now would you please hand me the rubber mask grease paint, please? You know which one she loves, and which color I like too.
John, you got about 10 of them in there, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
12 or so?
Well, there's more underneath there. There's another set right underneath, more skin tones.
Okay.
But we just try to actually use as little color as possible because, the more that you put on there, the more it actually starts looking all a little bit from the fake side. So try to mix and match a little bit because skin tones actually are varied. There's not actually one direct, like regular skin tone for a lot of people. So we just try to mask the edges a little bit to get the blend in pretty nice.
Okay.
And let's get that done. Like I said, this is a quickie, but it'll do the job. Get a little red in there. Because like I said, you got shot this bad, it would actually be all in broken corpuscles, capillaries, veins, everything. So we're going to make it look really gruesome here. And just blend it in. We're just modeling the colors, nothing fancy. Okay, and then we're going to actually add a little bit of the black for depth that came out of his forehead. And we're going to go back with my favorite red, because I just love this color. This is the most used color in the whole palette, probably. And just musk this up a little bit. The cool thing about silicone, too, is the fact that it'll actually move with your skin, too.
Alrighty.
It won't actually get that stiff kind of look. And the seams pretty much just like go right away into the skin. And, okay, Amy, would you do me a favor? In the refrigerator, the dark blood. We keep actually a couple different types of blood in the refrigerator here, believe it or not. It's homemade blood. It's not the real thing. It's actually a corn syrup-based formula we came up with a while back with a couple different additives in there, like chocolate syrup, kaopectate, just all kinds of weird little stuff. There we go. And this is actually a gel blood that we like to use, because the gel blood doesn't have a tendency to run as much. It stays in one place and also gives it more depth. And it's a little cold there, I know. I'm sorry, Rick, but hey, you got to suffer for the art, I know. We'll just pop it up there, and a little bit of blood on his forehead coming down. And if he actually got shot this bad, blood would be all over the place.
All right.
But, you know, for the sake of just QuickTime TV, boom, one exit one.
There he is. There's our murder victim. How do you feel, Ricky?
Pretty good.
Alrighty.
But like I said, again, something like that, very quickly done. We could take a little more time with it and actually draw the little veins and stuff. But for most folks, that'd be just fine right there. And again, it's quick on, quick off. It's safe to the skin, easy to apply, and is also, believe it or not, with silicone, it's reusable. If you clean it up, you can actually use that appliance over and over again. So it's more economical that way.
Doug, outstanding demonstration. And Amy and Ricky, thank you so much. I will be right back.
It's making a million now.
Oh, yeah, I'm rolling in the dough. I'm rolling. And what we don't know, but we're rolling.
That's wild.
I hope you enjoyed our 2006 Halloween show on Interesting Individuals. As always, big thank yous to pass out to Sue Copeland, owner of Costume World of Michigan City, John Baines, Matt Kalita, Cindy Taylor, Tony Simmons, Lindsay Jenner, Tanya Jenner, Samantha Jenner, Stephanie Jankowski, Leah Marshall, Doug Goins, and his assistants Ricky and Amy at Hoosier Effects Lab out of Highland, Indiana. Everyone have a happy Halloween.
These are two, those.